so important, because at the end of the day we're all fighting the same fight, and the contexts may be different in some ways, but there's so much that we can learn from each other. Like just being here today and hearing from different people kind of campaigning or fighting mining where they live, it's kind of evident how similar a lot of the struggles are compared to in the UK. So I think it's really, really important that we learn from each other's organising, the struggles that we face, how we've overcome those struggles, because there's no point in kind of having these fights in silos. We need to work together because we can learn a lot, and our fight in the UK is your fight here in Mexico, as is everywhere else in the world. There's so much that you can get from being in person with people, just like being around others can really give you a lot of energy, I think, to continue with whatever you're fighting on. So that's definitely something that I've kind of taken away from this already, and that's been a really great experience. So I live in London, England, and I work for an organisation called Friends of the Earth, England, Wales and Northern Ireland, which is similar to Otros Mundos. It's kind of part of the same international federation, and the work that I do in England is with communities who are campaigning around climate change. At the moment, our priorities are around the energy crisis. So obviously it's being felt worldwide, but energy prices are kind of soaring in the UK, and lots of people aren't able to afford their energy bills, which during the winter months, especially when it's really cold in England and Wales and Northern Ireland, means that lots of people aren't going to be able to afford to heat their homes. So we're campaigning around that. We've got a campaign called United for Warm Homes, which involves our grassroots community groups kind of working in partnership with other community groups, so like food banks, faith groups, fuel poverty action groups, tenants associations, to kind of push the government to take action on the energy crisis and to provide emergency support for people that aren't able to heat their homes in the winter, and also a long-term solution to the energy crisis, so investment in renewables. And then we're also working campaigning around the UK government support for fossil fuels, both in the UK and abroad, because obviously there's lots of damaging projects happening within the UK. We've got a coal mine in Cumbria which has been given the go-ahead. There's oil drilling in Surrey, but there's also funding that the UK government is giving to fossil fuel projects abroad. So we're working with JAR, which is like Friends of the Earth Mozambique, around a mega gas project off the coast of Mozambique, which is doing lots of damage to the community there and obviously the planet as well. I think a lot of people in the UK are unaware of is how much damage UK companies, British companies, are doing abroad, and people kind of feel they can turn a blind eye to it because it's not here. And I think the lack of accountability that a lot of British companies have when working abroad is awful, and is something that at Friends of the Earth England, Wales and Northern Ireland we're kind of trying to address around like corporate accountability, and making corporations accountable for the human rights damages, the environmental damages that they're doing abroad. I think like the key thing for me from what I've taken away from today and from the work that I do back home is the importance of community-led decision making, and communities deciding what's best for them, because that's what's not happening at the moment with corporations kind of coming in and destroying local communities. So I think like my vision for the world is one where communities are leading and are making decisions that are best for everyone, to create a kind of fair, just, more equal world.